Gary, Matt, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
And so, Gary, let's start with you. Can you talk about you manage our Real Estate One Novi office, but so Novi, Northville, part of Livonia, that area is your specialty. Can you talk a little bit about the Northville and Novi markets and what you're seeing from a sale perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Larry. So overall in Northville, Novi, like other markets, definitely I would say overall pretty strong market. What we're dealing with is, which I would again say is probably in other markets as well, but we're dealing with a lack of quality inventory. So there is some inventory out there, but the quality homes, they're selling pretty quickly. They're in high demand, and there's just not enough supply to feed that demand. So because of that, prices are kind of ticking up. Our decently priced homes or even well-priced homes in decent condition are selling fast. The higher you go in the market, in our markets, so our higher end market, which would probably be maybe 800,000 plus or $1 million plus, the higher you go, a little bit longer it's going to take to sell. Your entry level is going to sell probably the quickest, and then the market times will go up from there. I would say it's, and Matt can probably touch on this as well, but I could say right now it's definitely a win-win, which is very not so typical in the market. So typically either the seller wins, meaning they're getting a lot of money for their properties and buyers are paying top dollar, or the buyer wins in a sense where they're getting a heck of a deal and the sellers are taking a large loss. In this market, it's truly a win-win that we're seeing in Northville, Novi, because sellers are achieving pretty high sale prices, so they're really happy, and buyers are getting super low interest rates, so their buying powers are a lot larger, so they're still perfectly content paying that higher price point because it makes sense over a 10, 15, 30-year time.
That's great information. And based on your statistics that you have here on the screen, certainly an increase from the market is from a price perspective up from last year. $15 a square foot, that's pretty darn good. So thank you.
Yeah, values are up, market times are down, supply inventory is down. If you can see from the stats there on your slide is that our active listings are pretty much, I would say, cut in half, roughly 50% down from the same time last year. That number of 190 active homes is all of Novi and Northville combined, and that was just a couple days ago. I think I pulled those stats on Monday. So yeah, inventory is basically cut in half. Average time on market, so our month supply of inventory is just about in half, 45% less. So homes are selling quicker, less inventory. And so because of that, we're seeing prices up. So yeah, our average price per square foot the past 30 days was $185, which same time last year was up $15 a square foot.
That's great. So are you seeing, Gary, any, with COVID, are you seeing any trends as far as what people are looking for in homes?
Yeah. What people are actually looking for has changed a little bit because I think primarily they're spending more time at home. So they're realizing that their home maybe is not quite large enough as they thought, especially, like I said, if they're working at home or if they're doing virtual learning, if they have children at home. So space is definitely a priority, interior and exterior space. Finished basements were always desirable. I think they're more desirable now. Dens, offices, an extra bedroom where they can have a virtual learning room or an office out of the way. Those things are definitely becoming even that much more of a priority for buyers in this market, just because of, like I said, the amount of time that they're at home. And they're generally willing to spend the money for it because they're typically spending less money in other areas. People are traveling less, right? They're going to less entertainment, concerts, sporting events, et cetera. So at least for the time being, I think they feel like they're okay with spending an extra few dollars that it would take to get some of those things, because that's primarily where they're spending their time.
Yeah, and I just thought of this, with people having school at home, so to speak. There's probably a fight for some internet connection. So maybe
For sure.
maybe there's a market there to
No
to
doubt.
increase your bandwidth. But Matt, based on what Gary said, anything you want to add as far as the market or buying trends that you're seeing?
To back up what Gary said, with rates being as low as they are, we are seeing people with the ability to kind of push that maximum amount that they can afford a little bit higher. And that's been something we've seen a lot of lately. Pre-approval letters where people are calling up saying, okay, you approved me for X amount of dollars, rates are low. Can we go a little bit higher and really get to that next level? And, now's a great time to do it because the buying power is, so much stronger now with rates as low as they are. So if you're looking to do that step up and not a lateral move, you really can't beat the timing.
Yeah, agreed.